The Detroit Lions rookie class this past season was unbelievable, and it was arguably the best rookie class from the NFL this past season. Everybody knows that I don't give my opinion out on this channel, but if I did, I would rank the Detroit Lions rookie class #1 this past season, and I'd also say fuck the Packers. But I'm not gonna give my opinion because if I did, it'd be fueled with insane bias because I'm a Lions fan. Now, if you're new to me covering the Lions, before my videos, I like to show off some of the constant disrespect from the media to the Detroit Lions. And I have a fun one today. An article written by Ryan Gosling, not the one from Blade Runner, this Ryan Gosling. He's like an analyst or writer for Pro Football Network. Anyway, he wrote an article grading all the rookies from the previous draft class. And just look how he graded the Lions draft class. You can't make it up. C+ for Aiden Hutchinson. He didn't give any other reasoning behind it, but a C+ for Aiden Hutchinson is, I honestly don't know what to say to this. Just what the hell. This man also gave Josh Paschal a D+ and said he felt like a little bit of a reach, while giving the Lions an overall draft grade of B+. The Lions, don't get me wrong, a B+ is still high, but the Lions grade this year should at least be an A- at the lowest, if not an A or A+. Only 4 teams should have a draft grade of an A this past season. It should be the Lions, the Chiefs, the Seahawks, and the Jets. And you already know what's coming. This man's graded the Packers overall draft with a B. So you're telling me that the Lions draft was just slightly better than the Packers' most recent draft? That's yeah, you already, yeah. Starting off with the offense, we have Penei Sewell leading the way. He was a first-round pick, number 7 overall, and started in all 17 of the Detroit Lions games. Throughout 17 games, Sewell only allowed 1 sack and only 24 total pressures on 670 pass blocking snaps. That stat line is just unbelievable. It blows me away every time. On 670 pass blocking snaps, he only allows pressure on 3.5% of them. Only 3.5% of them he allowed pressure on the quarterback from 670 pass blocking snaps. And not to mention, he only allowed 1 sack through 17 games and had the unbelievable game-sealing catch for the first down against the Vikings. Next up, we have James Mitchell, tight end out of Virginia Tech. Mitchell was drafted in the 5th round, pick 177 overall, played in 14 games and recorded 11 targets, 11 receptions, 113 yards, and a touchdown. Mitchell definitely played more of a role on the offense after Hutchinson was traded to the Vikings, but he's one of the players that allowed Detroit to make that move, as now the Detroit Lions have 2 solid young tight ends. From what we've seen, Mitchell seems to have a lot of talent, a lot of potential, and is kind of looking like a steal from the 5th round. Now moving on to the defensive side of things, this is where the Lions really struck gold. We're starting off with Aiden Hutchinson. Aiden Hutchinson was the 2nd overall pick in the NFL draft, and wow, what an amazing rookie season this guy had. Aiden Hutchinson recorded 53 quarterback pressures, which was more than Trayvon Walker, who was the #1 overall pick. This year, Aiden Hutchinson showed that he was tough, he has the Lions grit, and that he's a great playmaker. Hutchinson recorded 52 tackles, 9.5 sacks, and 3 interceptions. Who would have guessed Hutchinson would have had 3 interceptions as an edge rusher? And all this ended up placing Hutchinson 2nd, only behind Sauce Gardner for the NFL's Defensive Rookie of the Year. What a year by Hutchinson. I can't wait to see more of him, and what a leader he turned into in just 1 year for this Lions defense. Next on the list for defense is Malcolm Rodriguez, linebacker out of Oklahoma State. Malcolm Rodriguez was the 188th pick of the 2022 NFL draft, coming out of the 6th round, and played over 600 snaps as a rookie. Rodriguez proved to be a huge 3rd down playmaker, as he recorded 87 combined sacks, played in 16 of the Lions' 17 games, starting 15 of them, and recorded a sack. And Malcolm Rodriguez's story is pretty interesting. He was a quarterback in high school and led his team to win the state championship. But not only was he just a quarterback, he was also a state champion wrestler. Rodriguez went to Oklahoma State, started out as a safety, beefed up, then went to linebacker, and then nearly won the Big 12 Defensive Defensive Player of the Year. Rodriguez was a great addition to the Lions defense, which really needs help. He has a lot of potential, and I'm excited to see more from him. Continuing with the defense, we got James Houston, edge rusher out of Jackson State. Now, Houston was a real steal in this draft. He was picked 217 coming out of the 6th round and didn't really play much early on, but down the stretch, he was unstoppable with 17 quarterback pressures on fewer than 100 pass rushing snaps. Houston only played in 7 games this season, only starting 2 of them, and somehow recorded 8 sacks. How does someone only starting 2 games, playing in only 7 games, record 8 sacks? That's unbelievable as a rookie. And none of this came until the final 7 games of the season, because Houston didn't play until week 11 Thanksgiving against Buffalo, where he recorded 2 sacks in his first NFL game ever, and then also recorded 3 sacks in 1 game against Chicago in week 16. James Houston and Aiden Hutchinson combined were the first pair of rookie teammates to record at least 8 sacks in a season. They're also the first to record 7, but they both had at least 8. Imagine if James Houston would have started the season week 1. Imagine how many sacks he would have had. Maybe Rookie of the Year? I also forgot to mention that Aiden Hutchinson nearly tied Ndamukong Suh's rookie season sack record with the Lions of 10, as Aiden Hutchinson had 9.5. And Houston almost tied that. Imagine if he would have played in a few more games, he probably would have had it. And lastly, Aiden Hutchinson joined Jared Allen as the only other DL to intercept and sack Rodgers in the same season. Lastly, from the defense, my favorite Lion defender right now, one of my favorite Lions on the team right now, is Aaron Rodgers' father, Kirby Joseph. Kirby Joseph was the 97th overall pick in the 2022 draft, coming out of the 3rd round. He played in 17 games, starting 14 of them, and he had a phenomenal season. Kirby had 4 interceptions, 8 pass deflections, and 82 combined tackles. The highlight of his season were his interceptions. He had 3 interceptions from Aaron Rodgers alone. It should have been 4, but it got called back because classic Packers. It's still an insane season. 3 off Aaron Rodgers is crazy by itself. Kirby Joseph proved himself as a phenomenal playmaker, just reading the quarterback, making 3 interceptions off Aaron Rodgers, and his pass deflections were something else. Just, he will stretch out, he'll keep up with any wide receiver and deflect any pass. He's everywhere. I can't wait to see Kirby next year. I hope he has another phenomenal season and continues to improve. Just this year alone, he showed he was just something else. If you go watch his tape, it's crazy some of the plays he made this year, and I'm super excited. And saving the best for last, going back to the offensive side of things, we have the other JMO on the team, Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams was the Lions' 2nd first-round pick, coming in at number 12 overall. Williams missed a lot of the season due to his torn ACL, which he tore in the championship game against Georgia with Alabama, but he still managed to see quite a bit of the field. Williams had 2 touches this season, a 40-yard run and a 41-yard touchdown catch. It should have been a 40-yard run, a 41-yard touchdown catch, and a 65-yard touchdown catch, but it's just something else the Packers took away from us. Even though he only had a few touches, Williams still managed to show off his incredible speed that he'll be adding to the Lions wide receiver core next season. Williams has insane speed, and his 40 is faster than Tyreek Hill's. He wasn't able to partake in the combine due to his knee injury, but he said he would have had the fastest 40 in NFL history if he would have been able to go. And I believe if you go back and watch his 65-yard touchdown catch and run against the Packers, he trips on his way to the end zone and still manages to recover and totally outrun 2 Packers defenders. I can't wait to watch Jameson Williams play next year. I know I say that about everybody, but he's who I'm most excited about. I think he's going to have a breakout year, and I can't wait to watch him paired up with Amon-Ra St. Brown, maybe even DJ Chark as well. That trio would be crazy. And for the Lions, phenomenal draft. We have to give a ton of credit, not just to MCDC, but to Brad Holmes. MCDC and Brad Holmes put together a foundation on especially defense that improved drastically throughout the season, and it's a really good just bedrock for this team as they're growing and building. The Detroit Lions were the youngest team in the NFL last season, and they had a 9-8 record. Imagine them just growing together, getting better every practice, every day. I cannot wait. The Lions also have 2 more first-round picks in the upcoming 2023 draft, and I cannot wait to see who they draft. I'm extremely excited. Brad Holmes and MCDC, the way they draft is not just getting playmakers, but getting people for their culture. Just watch this clip I'm about to show of Brad Holmes and MCDC when drafting Penei Sewell. Just watch how excited they are, how fired up they are, how motivating they are. My reaction when watching it is just, damn, they're building something special and they know what they're doing.
All right, man, well, we're about to pick you here, man. Congratulations, man. Hey, it's one pride over here, man. We want you in this pride, all right?
We're going to build this thing around guys like you. You hear me? You come in and play just like you've been playing, man.
Wow! That's a very exciting draft room.
That's outstanding. That's outstanding.
I assume a ton of Lions fans that are watching this right now have seen that clip, but if you haven't, I suggest you go watch it. Just look up Penei Sewell Lions draft. There's a few videos on it. It's a really exciting clip, and I suggest you go watch the full thing. In the end, the Lions knocked it out of the park with their 2022 draft class. They had one of the best ones in the NFL this past season, and I hope they do it again with more rookies. And yet, we still get to watch these rookies another season. Obviously, they won't be rookies, but we get to watch them again and see how much they've improved and how much better they're going to be. I'm hoping for another dominant season from Penei Sewell, another dominant season from Aiden Hutchinson, and a huge season from James Houston. I can't wait to watch him play all 17 games in one season. How many sacks is my boy gonna rack up? Another season of Kirby Joseph. Is Aaron Rodgers gonna stay in Green Bay? Can Kirby pick him off a few more times? And then Jameson Williams. I hope he has an insane breakout year with Goff under center. You know those passes are gonna be accurate. You know he's not gonna be throwing it to the wrong team. So I have high hopes for everyone. In the end, that's going to be the end of this video. If you guys enjoy my content, I would really appreciate if you could like and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. And once again, thanks for watching.